Hi, thank you for visiting Touch of God International Ministries of Healing and Deliverance. I see that you're on my site and you might be thinking about getting some ministry through Touch of God. Make sure you fill out both review forms, and they are only electronically only. I do not send paper. They are long and they will take time to fill out, so plan to take time. Please do not skip questions or the form will not go through. If you see a place to type, please do not skip. Please put NA if you don't have anything to fill in. When filling out the form, please be honest. It is important. I'm not your judge. Every information you can give me about sin issues will help me to get you set free. We all have sin issues because we all have the law of sin in our members in Romans 3:23. For we all have sinned and come short of the glory of God. Romans 7:22-23. This is when Paul was 20 years into his ministry. For I delight in the law of God after the inward man. But I see another law in my members warring against the law of my mind, and bringing me into captivity to the law of sin which is in my members. That's why I have you fill out the two forms. I am looking for open doors. Satan cannot attack us unless there are open doors. According to Proverbs 26:2 says, as a bird by wandering, as a swallow by flying, so the curse causeless shall not come. Second, the Lord is a hedge of protection around us. Just like when Adam and Eve were in the garden, there was a hedge. They were protected in that garden. That's why Satan had to show up in the flesh as a serpent. He couldn't get their mind because they had a God conscience. So we have a hedge of protection, and according to Job 1:10, hath not thou made a hedge about him, about his house, and about all he hath on every side? Thou hast blessed the work of his hands, and his substance is increased in the land. Then Ecclesiastes 10:3 says, he that hath diggeth a pit shall fall into it. Whosoever breaketh that hedge, a serpent shall bite him. When you fall into the pit, that means you fall into sin. Sin opens a door. That's unrepentant sin. We fall short every day. But it's what we know, and it's habitual. So again, I'm looking for open doors to the demonic that is robbing you of your life. Satan is a legalist, and he goes before the throne of God accusing you daily. Job was attacked even though he was righteous, because what he had was fear. Job 3:25 says, for the things which I greatly feared hath come upon me. That which I was afraid of has come upon me. See, fear and faith, they both project in the future. Fear is a lack of faith. If you worry, it's a lack of faith. That opens a door if you're habitually into it. So look for personal sins. I want to go over a list of demonic entry points for the demonic to have legal right to your life. First one is not honoring your parents or authority. It's part of the 10 Commandments. We are commanded to honor our parents. Second is sexual sins, adultery. It's people that you have been sexually involved with outside of marriage or during marriage outside with someone else. Same-sex, bestiality, stripper, pornography, masturbation, computer sex that can develop soul ties, unclean spirits, possible attacks from incubus in the night. Number 3, personal sins. These are habitual sins, strongholds. 4, generational curses, family sins. Most of the time, you have to participate to activate the generational curses. It is a bent or weakness that the enemy is going to try to get you to open that door. Word curses by others or self. They are words spoken over you by someone that hurts you. Sometimes you hear those words in your head. Ungodly relationships, inordinate affections, people who manipulate, control you emotionally, spiritually. You're codependent on them. You can't go anywhere without them. Number 7, covenants, vows, and judgments. That can be broken covenants, divorce, private vows to God or to others. Number 8, traumatic events, rape, molestation, incest, verbal, physical, emotional, spiritual abuse, sudden an unexpected loss, loss of position, bad weather-related issues, bankruptcies. Number 9, believing the enemy's lies. The enemy's lying to you about your identity, forgiveness, etc. Number 10, idolatry. Anything that's above God. Could be your job, your home, your spouse, your money, or children. Now those are open doors. 7 areas of principalities that we deal with. Withholding forgiveness. God, others, or self. Someone might have hurt you, betrayed you, used you, misused you, rejected you, did not nurture you, love you right, validate you, broke your heart. Accusation can go 3 ways. Someone can accuse you, you accuse back, you accuse someone else or God. Envy and jealousy, discontent, comparing, ill will because of another's advantage, position, covetousness, competition, and more. Rejection, real or perceived by your parents, siblings, friends, church, bosses. You may recoil or fight back and accuse. Self-hatred, an intense dislike of yourself, not taking care of self, drivenness, regrets, self-accusation, self-rejection, self-condemnation. Fear, inherited fear, or fear that came in through traumas. Worry, anxieties, and phobias. Number 7, occult practices, false religious practices, false teachings, being involved with occult, New Age, horoscopes, hypnosis, Ouija, palm board, palm reading, witchcraft, martial art, yoga, involved with false religions that denied the resurrection power of Jesus Christ, Freemasonry, Hinduism, Buddhism, bowing down worship other gods such as Mother Earth, Santeria, Hindu gods, self, Allah. Then other areas that can come in, sins from others, born into witchcraft families, or being born out of wedlock. Maybe your family was married by the time you were born, but you were conceived out of wedlock. All these open the door to demonic attacks. Some of you write to me and say that you're under demonic witchcraft attacks. Somebody's putting curses on you. One thing I want to say, God is much greater. Yes, it can happen, especially if you have opened doors for the enemy to get a legal right to you. See, I've dealt with people coming out of cultism. They tell me there are satanic agents that fly over neighborhoods. And if you have open doors, they have a legal right to attack you. If you are living a godly life, they do not see a red light, and they know they cannot touch you. Many times you come to me believing that you're under witchcraft attacks, but when I look at your forms, you've done all types of occultism. You've done yoga, you've done seances, hypnosis, horoscopes, New Age medicine, superstition in your bloodline, oaths, worship Santeria in your bloodline, palm readers, martial arts, New Age healing, and many, many more. That only touches the tip of the iceberg. When that happens, there might have been a chance you've opened up or awakened the Kundalini. And that means you have portals on your body. Demons are coming in and out of you at any time. You might feel movement in your body. You might feel pain. So most of the time, it's because you've opened the door to occultism. And Satan does not play fair. Now, you haven't done this. It might be in your generations. It might be very bad in your generations. Maybe you're the first that got saved. You might have just barely touched it, dabbed into it. Open the door because it's so heavily in your bloodline. Then the enemy has a legal right. Yes, there could be witchcraft, but most of the time it's because the doors that you've opened up and the demonic is attached to you because it has legal right because of your sin being involved with occultism. I did go through a lot of horrible traumas. I was ritually abused at a clinic where I was used as child pornography through a cult. sexually abused at home, almost kidnapped several times, almost died several times. I was a real mess. I had 24 personalities. I understand pain, I understand sickness and spiritual torment. I'm free from it today, and I hate the devil. And my desire is to get the people set free from the clutches of the devil so that they can experience freedom in their lives and fulfill their purpose in God and have a peaceful life. Amen?